So I guess we could start right now. Hi guys, this is Chris from DoraHacks, and welcome to today's Polygon-Grants project demo session. And today we are very happy to have three projects with us, which are CipherShooters, Bagels Finance, and Electronero Networks. And before we start, please allow me to briefly introduce the background of this session. Right now, DoraHacks and Polygon are co-hosting the Polygon-Grants Hackathon, which is the very first global Polygon-centric hackathon, and also the very first Polygon quadratic funding grants, where we could all use Matic token as the voting and donation currencies. And if you guys are bullish on the Polygon networks or bullish on specific projects that you want to support, please feel free to go to HackerLink's website and check the specific information there. And we are really looking forward to all the amazing new projects building on the Polygon networks right now. So without further ado, please let's welcome the very first project, which is the CipherShooters to start. And remember, guys, if you have any questions during the session, please feel free to ask in our YouTube chat room. And yeah, Joy, feel free to start when you're ready.
All right, thank you guys. And thank you, Polygon. Thank you, DoraHacks, for hosting this. These events really push innovation in the space. So thanks for having us. All right, well, let's get started. Our project is CipherShooters. Our team is called Humble DAO. It consists of myself, Hugo, and Kuldeep. And really our goal here is to create the first truly sustainable playing and earn gaming ecosystem, and ultimately create the core of the metaverse. And I'll go into details on how we're going to do that. So really the problem that we're looking at is that gamers don't adequately reap the financial values of the economies that they participate in. You could think about players who spend hundreds, sometimes thousands of hours playing games like World of Warcraft and Diablo, and they're not really able to get any of that economic value that they're creating in the metaverse. Instead, a lot of that money pretty much trickles back up to the corporate companies that are building those games, while the players basically get siphoned for their time and energy. So what we're seeing is that with the advancement of blockchain technologies, this allows for gaming economies where players can truly own their assets, through NFTs, and to share in the economic growth of those worlds through a bunch of different mechanisms like tokens and staking. So what we built was a fun, addictive, and immersive gaming experience that rewards players as they develop the metaverse. And we did this in three ways. One, we built our first game, which is CipherShooters. It's a cyberpunk battler. It puts you in the battle to take back Cypher City from the evil droids and corporate overlords. And we have our core, which is what allows our economy to be sustainable. And then we're also working on some generative art to really give people a unique identity as they develop the world. So I think the best way to show you this is really to just jump into a live demo and show you how it all works. So when you land on our app, which this is already live on Mumbai testnet. So if you go to staging.ciphershooters.io/app, you'll be able to see this. It'll ask you to connect your wallet. You will need some Testmatic, and then you could also grab some tag tokens, which is our native currency from our faucet. So you could try it out. So once you have these things, you'll go over to barracks, and I already have 4 operators, but if you don't have 4, you'll be presented with an option to recruit an operator. And every time you recruit an operator, you basically have a chance of getting one of 5 different classes and 4 different elements. So there's a few different possibilities for operators that you can land. In my case, I got 2 lightnings, a water, and an earth, and 2 different classes. So operators are essentially the first NFT that you're going to need to play this game. We also have some pretty verbose documentation on all the different on-chain data that operators have, and also things like the different type of weapon synergies they have. where scouts do more damage with pistols, as an example, and then spies will do more damage. Well, spies will also do more damage with pistols as well. So this kind of varies on which class you have. So you'll find that at docs.ciphershooter.io. So after you have your operator, the next thing you want to do is arm your operator with a weapon, right? You don't want to go into battle without a weapon. So same thing kind of applies. You could go down here, you can mint a weapon. Let's go ahead and mint one. And basically what you're going to have is a random chance of getting a weapon that's one of 5 different weapon types. So sniper, shotgun, pistols, assault rifles, and SMGs. So in this case, we got this nice assault rifle. And every weapon has a different element as well, and a few different pieces of data like accuracy, shots per battle, and power. And these get taken into account when you're fighting enemies. So now that you have an operator and a weapon, you'll head over to the battle scene. And then from here, what you want to do is really match your operator element with your weapon element. And once you do that, we'll select our weapon. They're both lightning. Then we're going to want to try to find an enemy that we can beat. So typically water is weaker than lightning, so we'll engage with that guy. And this is going to trigger a MetaMask transaction. And then what's happening here is that we're basically simulating this fight on chain using the data from both the operator and the weapon NFTs. And we're running these calculations to see how much damage you did, how many shots you took. And it's really like a sophisticated dice roll, where every shot could have a chance of hitting a different body part depending on the accuracy of your operator and your weapon. So, you might hit the enemy in the leg, you might hit the enemy in the body, you might get a headshot. So let's take a look at what happened here. So once the fight is done, we give you an idea of what happened in that simulation. So I didn't really get lucky in this fight. I got a lot of leg shots, but I was still able to do enough damage to defeat this enemy. But the enemy did get kind of lucky and hit me with a headshot. You could also see here that my operator and weapon synchronized launch a special attack. And that's because I was matching the elements between my operator and weapon. So because I won, I was able to earn some tag tokens, which is a crypto, which you could cash out into real money, or you could exchange it for other cryptos, or you could use it to continue to build your team, get new operators, and get new weapons. Your operator also gets some experience, and as you fight, they level up and become stronger. So as you can see up here, I can now claim my tokens if I wanted to. So I'll just go ahead and do that. And now with my tokens, I could also keep participating in our ecosystem. We also have a marketplace where you're able to buy and sell your operators and weapons. So maybe you want to build a team of all earth or all fire. It's pretty easy to do that when you're trading with other players, which we think is important to continue to grow the community. So that's what we have currently today on Mumbai testnet. So that's open and anybody can play it. And that makes up the Cyberpunk Battler part. The next part of what we're doing here is building the core, which I'll get into now, and then the generative art. So let's just quickly recap some aspects of the game here. The main takeaways are that you have a lot of potential NFT squad combinations between the 4 different operators you could have and the different weapons you can equip them with. And there's a level of strategic gameplay there where you're basically trying to match these elements and choose the right battles. So there's 5 different operator classes, 4 operator elements, 5 gun types, 5 gun rarities, 4 gun elements. And this is basically the gist of the gameplay that I just showed you. It really gives you a sense of control, team building, element matching. You're also looking at what the different fire rate of your weapons are to manage your risk, and then you're going to battle. There's some other players who are not very interested in fighting. Maybe they're more interested in trading in the markets. So we also have our marketplace, like I showed you guys. And then we have some variable outcomes to really make the game fun. Like you saw, there's different type of body parts you can hit on every shot. When you're generating weapons and operators, you don't know exactly what you're gonna get. So it adds this element of randomness that keeps the game entertaining. And there's also the chance for you to win large sums of money on every fight. So jumping over to kind of the economics behind the game, we think this is one of the only play-to-earn games with a sustainable economy. This is because of our core and the virtuous cycle, which I'll jump into. And really the takeaways is that a lot of games, and I won't mention any, basically pay older players with new players money. And that's fine when they're growing, because you have a lot of new people coming into the game, adding more money into the economy. And then you have kind of the older players really like taking out those rewards. But things really fall through once that growth stops. Once that growth stops, you have a lot of different people playing the game and earning rewards, but you don't have enough income to keep that sustainable. So what eventually happens is that the pool or the economy runs out of rewards to give away, or they need to print more money to add to the economy, which causes inflation and devalues the currency. So what we do is that we use something called the core, which is basically a pool of money that generates yield, and then that yield is distributed back into the economy. And then when that yield goes back into the economy, players could use that money. You know, they could take it out of the system, or if they choose to participate back into the system, it basically grows the core, which creates more yields. So let's take a look at that cycle. So we have the core, it's a pool of money, right? It generates some yield. That yield goes back to the players. Players participate in the economy. They grow the pool. Because they grow the pool, it creates more rewards for players. Because players are getting rewarded more, they participate in the economy. And because they're participating in the economy, it continues to grow the core. So that's our virtuous cycle. And we think that with this cycle, the game will naturally continue to grow and reward players more over the long term. So as you can see from our system, we're not trying to overwork our economy like a lot of people do. We're also not using new players' money to pay old players. You could join at any point in time and you'll still be rewarded. So we also need to be able to generate revenues out of this system. And we do that by taking a 1% market tax on pretty much all the economic activities that are happening in the game. And then that 1% gets redistributed back to the holders of our governance token. So this lets players in the game actually have a stake in the growth in the economy and the revenues of the game that they're playing. So we've actually had this on testnet for a while now, and we've seen some incredible growth. We have about over 800 people on Discord, over 200 players playing on testnet, so without any real rewards, about 2,000 weapons minted and 500 operators minted on Mumbai. So we've had a lot of support from different yield guilds out there, and we're really happy to see that the community is backing us in this. So we do have a pretty extensive roadmap for things we want to do. I actually couldn't fit everything in here. There's also some alpha we don't want to leak. But yeah, we have a lot of ideas. Really, the next thing we're going to be working on is generative NFT sets for every operator class. We want people to have we want to be able to give people like a unique identity in the metaverse. And we think that those generative sets of thousands of different art pieces really do a great job at doing that. So if you want to learn more about CipherShooters, you could check out our Discord. You could read our white paper. You could also check out our docs. All these links are available on CipherShooters.io if you need to find them. And I guess the last thing I want to say here is that we haven't stopped working on the project. What I showed you guys is what we have on testnet today. But at the end of the month, we will be launching onto Polygon mainnet, and we'll be doing our pre-minting. So just to give you an idea of what to expect at the end of the month, you'll be able to go to our main website. You'll see that the first battalion approaches. You'll be able to go to pre-minting, and then you'll have a chance of minting one of these sweet new operators with a generative NFT set and custom card design. So that's all for us. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Joy. Definitely enjoyed the presentation, and thank you very much for showing up today. We all know that NFT and the play to earn is absolutely the very big trend in the whole industry right now. And definitely good luck with the future growth. And for all the audience, if you have interested in the CipherShooters, CipherShooters, definitely go to the Discord, participate in their community, and try their products on the test net, so you won't miss out anything in the future about the whole projects. Yeah, and thank you again for joining.
You guys have a nice day.
Yeah, you too. And Emily, are you ready? Hello, Emily?
Yes.
Yeah, you could start when you are ready. It's all yours, microphone.
Thank you. Yeah, let me just open this quickly. Okay. I will share my screen to present the deck. Okay. Let's see.
Sure, for sure.
Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Perfect. Yeah, so we are Bagels Finance. So Bagels Finance is a cross-chain leverage yield farming protocol. And right now we are on BSC, but then going forward, we're gonna build this also on Ethereum ecosystem as well as Polygon. So the Ethereum one is already ongoing. So the developer has been working on it. Yeah, so basically what's Bagels? So Bagels aims to build basically DeFi world with the highest APY through the highest leverage in the yield farming market, just through strategically interacting with multiple DeFi product for farming. Yeah, so for a lot of people, they are like willing to take a little bit of risk, so they can definitely take advantage of the Bagels Finance leverage function. Yeah, this is a short introduction, basically just saying that DeFi has been going up a lot, which we all know, so we skip that. So I want to elaborate a little bit more on why Bagels Finance was created. So basically, most DeFi products are on Ethereum, so the gas fee is super high, so it's better for whales to use it, like people with access more than like 50K, for example, US dollar at a time. So for BSC, because the gas fee is a lot lower, so actually the users can basically even just to play around to start with, so they don't have to worry about like clicking the one button. They can start with a smaller position, for example, $20, just to know how things work. And then most of the apps also has a pretty, I would say, not too easy entry point, because a lot of them, they're not as intuitive. So we have built something that's super easy for beginners, because our users definitely like may not be as for now, like on BSC, may not be someone who is like the DeFi degen. So they want to basically have an easier interface to interact with. And then so right now, like the lending interest rate is also very low because of the over collateralization, and then the farming leverage is lacking. And then so going forward, we are also going to build the Dora, which is a cross-chain protocol that allow smart contract interaction between different chains. So we are going to solve the lack of cross-chain interoperability problem. Yeah, so yeah, I was just saying this is the first leverage yield farming protocol that's running on BSC, on like Ethereum and Polygon, these chains. And then we have a little bit different tokenomics model compared to a lot of the products that are similar that do leverage. And then so the difference is in the mining, most of the mining product, let's put it this way, like they have a lot of problem of like people will like mine the token and they withdraw it, and eventually they sell pretty quickly on the exchanges. So the coin prices usually go down pretty quickly. So we have actually adopted the curve economics model, trying to basically reduce this problem. Yeah, how it works is basically we will encourage our users to lock their my token, which is the Bagel token. And then so they will log into the DAO. So the benefit of it is that they can firstly enjoy the voting right. So they will become the DAO member, and they can vote for the important decisions for the team. And then the more attractive point like in the short run is that people can enjoy the reward from our platform. For example, if we are making like 100 say USDT, then we are gonna share 85% of our profit as the reward, or our revenue as the reward. And then the last thing is the users can basically boost their earning. The mining is a mining accelerator. So instead of getting one time, they can get say 2.5 times, up to 2.5 times. Yeah, so I was actually mentioning here that 85% of the liquidity reward will be going to the DAO members. And then also the key feature, just maybe highlight a little bit more. So we, the smart contract actually adopt the independent authorization to maximize the security of the fund. So our platform has been paying a lot of attention on making sure it's a secure one, because this is definitely the primary concern of most of the users, even more important than how much APY one can get. Yeah, I will actually do a quick demo in a bit. So after I just maybe walk through the detail quickly. So this one, so right now we have on board the MDAX and PancakeSwap mining strategies on our Bagels Finance protocol. So these two are the main basically DAX on BSC. So on Ethereum, we will definitely incorporate some new farming strategies. Yeah, I want to like highlight basically this one. It's basically the flow. So for example, you have say Ethereum, just say Ethereum. Like you go to Bagel Finance, and then you can, like for example, you have 1 Ethereum, then you can borrow like, for example, right now it's like 3 times leverage. So you can do like you're borrowing 2 Ethereum. So you are mining with actually 3 Ethereum. And then once you put on the platform, we automatically swap that into the 1:1 ratio. For example, if it's a Ethereum and USDC pair, if you want to basically swap the 50% of the Ethereum into USDC or vice versa, so you can do a 1 click. So it's automatic instead of you having to go to exchanges and do all the swap before coming. So then you provide the liquidity on the DEX, and then you can get the LP token. And for now, because we allow leverage, so the LP token will be stick on the Bagel platform. So you cannot easily withdraw it unless you're ready to withdraw the position. Yeah, does it make sense so far?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So I think, yeah, long story. Yeah, I don't want to, like, I know today we have like 15 minutes, so I don't want to take up too much time. Just elaborating it, but yeah, just the last point to mention. Yeah, once you have deposit different access, that will be basically converted into the G token, and G token is the interest-bearing tokens. Yeah, let me just quickly close this one. Let me see how I do it. I think I'll just go to switch to let me see, why isn't it working? Sorry about it.
Don't worry, take your time.
Yeah, just stop share, and then I'll just go to my Bagel page. Yeah, so now you see the Bagels one, right?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so right now I already connected my wallet to the BSC network. Yeah, so right now we only have BSC, as I was mentioning. So this is a dashboard. And then I just open some position just for demo. Say here you can see I have deposit like some USDT and some USDC. So this is the miner token. So like most people, like they will withdraw it, and either they can deposit in the DAO, which is here. They can go to block room. So for example, yearly, you can use the calculator to do it. For example, I have, yeah. So you can see how much VE Bagel you need in order to boost. Say I want to boost 100 GUSDT. So if I have 100, say VE Bagel, which is the voting vote, so voting escort bagel. So if I have 100, I just need 41.6 VE Bagel in order to make to accelerate the mining speed of GUSDT for 2.5 times, which is the maximum amount of times the multiplier. And different token has different formulas. But you basically can use that to check like how much bagel token you need to lock. So in order to have 41 VE Bagel, you will need to lock 41 Bagel for 4 years, or you can do 4 times of it for 1 year. For example, like 160 something, 165, for example. You can lock it for 1 year, so or 41 Bagel for 4 years to enjoy the multiplier. And then, so for now, this is a variable price or the fee, variable fee. So this is how much you can earn annually. So for example, right now, Bagel token is 35 cents each. And then if you buy some Bagel token, and then you can lock it. And then each year, you're going to get a few times of actually the Bagel value. But this one definitely is subject to changes. It could be going up or going down. So that's not guaranteed. But what we can guarantee is we distribute the basic reward every single week. So the API API right now is very high, because you can see the annual fee earning will be actually quite a lot higher than buying the token itself. Yeah, it's also because we are a newer project, so we need to basically increase the APY to attract the new user to compensate the additional risks the users will perceive. Yeah, so I was actually showing about the USDT. So you can see if I deposit USDT, or let me try USDC. So I have more, like, for example, if I will say deposit 10 USDC, and then I will get a little bit less of the G token, because the G token is interest bearing. So when you do the other way around, you withdraw it, you will get, for example, I withdraw 10 GUSDC, I will get a little bit more USDC than 10, because this one is interest bearing. So this one you can choose just to deposit it, or you also stick the interest bearing token to our VAL. Yeah, I won't make this step repeat. So because I've done that quite a lot of time, and it's pretty intuitive as well. And then, so here I can actually open a leverage position. So I can either do pancake swap strategies or MDEX strategies. So just to demo, I have some ETH, I have also some USDC. So I just say fine. And then right now I have, like, say here 0.05 ETH, which is around $200, I think, today. Yeah. And then, so here I also say have some USDC. And then for some here, I will lower it to 1. So that you can choose up like which token you are borrowing. And then you're also choosing, say, the leverage. And then here it will show pretty clearly the swap token will include what. So here is mainly borrowing ETH. So you can see it's 2 times. So this will be the amount of ETH, which is higher than the one that I'm putting down. Also the USDC. So they will also show you the slippery tolerance, price impact, how much LP token you're going to get, etc., etc. And then this will be the APY as well. So you can review all these and open a position. And then so each of these pool, this is how much bagel for daily output. So some pools are definitely we want a little bit more bagel. So the APY is also correspondingly a little bit higher. Yeah, so here is just the fun part. For example, I got some GUSDT, GUSDC, so I automatically already deposit in the vault. So you can either stack it and unstack it. So I stack on my position. So yeah, I get a little bit more return than if I just have the USDC deposit without sticking the vault. Yeah, so basically, yeah. So what we can do is we want to help our users to open leverage position easily. So the lend part is for people, for example, they have some extra asset, so they are willing to lend it out. They may not need the liquidity immediately, and they want to get some attractive return. And then once those monies lend out to the vault, and then we will be able to lend out those assets to people who actually want to open leverage function, and which in turn they are also indirectly borrowing from our platform. We just make it very easy to use. So all the functions will be incorporated in one step of clicking. And then, yeah, I think the DAO is definitely one of the highlight because people will stake what they have mined, which is the bagel token. And then once they stick that into it, they can earn some additional profit. So if the platform grow bigger, they will also enjoy basically the fruit together instead of you win, I lost, or I don't win in general. So all these actually go all together, all the parameter or the metrics, if the comp price is higher, then people get higher reward. So if the project do better, then the comp price will be higher. And then the reward that we can distribute out is also higher. So the users will have incentive to help us to obtain long-term success. Yeah, so the reward will be, you can claim it here. Basically, we call it harvest. Yeah, so far, yeah, I think I will maybe highlight the last thing, which is the governance. The governance is some proposal. And then you can vote for yes or no. So we want to make it as decentralized as possible in the long run. That's our team's vision. Okay, I think, yeah, I think I overrun a little bit, but yeah, that's most of the presentation we have.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you very much, Emily, for the amazing presentation. Absolutely, I believe Bagel Finance is a very interesting project based on the leveraged yield farming parts. And hopefully in the future, once you guys launch on the Polygon, there will be like the huge growth for the Bagel Finance.
Yeah, I think also we look forward to more DeFi platform being built on Polygon, so we can have like a lot of new strategies to play with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm really looking forward to it. And okay, I guess we could move to the last part. So interchained. Are you ready?
Hey, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me very much. Really appreciate it. I'm just going to share my screen because I don't have a webcam on this machine.
No problem.
Okay, great. So yeah. I'd like to introduce you a little bit to Electronero Network. We are coming to Polygon within probably the next week or two. We'll be on mainnet. Right now we're on Mumbai. Currently, a little bit of a background on Electronero Network. We've been based on, our V1 network is based on cryptonote. So we are building on top of Monero source code for the last 5 years. And our mainnet started 5 years ago, we've started off with Electronero, which was the first coin, ETNX, and we have had different members of the community join us throughout the years, and each one of those community leaders starts a new coin, which becomes a hard fork from one of the existing coins. So our holders follow us through with our new advancements and stuff that we try out on our new forks, because sometimes you can't try certain things mainnet unless you do a hard fork. So that would create 2 different coins. And in this case, we've got 5 that ended up mainnet with different blockchain specifications. Each coin has different things about it. Some of them have different algorithm or different block target time. Right now, what we're doing is we're doing a swap into Binance Smart Chain. So our process is about 50% of the way completed. And we're this week completing that process, and then the following week entering into Polygon. So our code base is available on GitHub, and it's basically a super repository, github.com/electronero/electronero, and that'll take you to where you could get into like all of the core or all of the desktop wallets, because each coin has its own desktop GUI, and we've got PHP, Node.js, web wallet wrapper UI. We're working on developing a sidechain wrapper, which is basically right now this is the hosted version as a CLI, but the backend version is an API. And so the goal of this is to be able to communicate from our cryptonote blockchains all the way to an EVM compatible blockchain, or even Bitcoin or Litecoin through BitGo APIs, because BitGo has insured cold storage wallets. And so that's coming down the pipeline. And then this is our Block Explorer code. I'm just showing you a little bit of how we organize it on GitHub. But yeah, so Electronero Network is a full stack application. Monero, we're building on OS X, we're building for iOS, Android. We've got community leaders around the world. Some of these members of the team aren't present now, but they have contributed over the years. And so we've got, as you can see, a pretty big group, but this is just a small amount of people that have stepped up over the years to help contribute, because this is a decentralized project. This is not a corporation. We're not a bank, and we're not like anyways, so we never did an ICO or anything like that. We're just doing research, and and our community loves us for what we've done over the years, and we keep doing better things. And so that's pretty much the focus here. Electronero Pulse was a hard fork that was created from Electronero when there was a breaking change introduced in a consensus update a few years back, and this was the first hard fork of Electronero. The community was asking us to come up with some sort of game concept. We had a developer who was going to work on games. I'm full stack. I work on a lot of different stuff, but I'm not a Unity developer. But we are working on different stuff now in Binance Smart Chain and in Polygon, where the network fees are really affordable and fun to use. So we have some fun logic that we're bringing in now with NFTs that could actually make this a reality. So it's very exciting, because this started just a couple of years ago, and like I said, we didn't really have the internal skill set to do it, but we set out on the path to learn, right? And so over the years, it's been a lot. There's been a lot of things that have happened pulling us one way or another, and but this is going to come to reality through NFT. I'll show you that in a little bit. There's not much more else on that page. So the InterSwap is our decentralized exchange, which is hosted on Binance Smart Chain. And so InterSwap is built on top of PancakeSwap, and we make use of PancakeSwap's liquidity, so as the liquidity pools are actually created on PancakeSwap, and our farming and our staking are created through our MasterChef contracts. And so I'll show you a little bit about that. So our exchange functions directly on top of PancakeSwap. We can exchange any coins that would be. I'm actually connected on my hard hat right now because I was going to show you the NFT that is on hard hat at the moment. So I have to switch networks. Sorry about that. Just do a reset so that way hard hat. All right, so then now we're back on Binance Smart Chain. We're connected through MetaMask, and we could connect through any of these wallets. I just connected through MetaMask because I just had that set up right now, but we could connect through Binance Smart Chain, and we could connect through Math Wallet. I won't type my password. Just go back to the Trust Wallet. Works great. Everything's working good. Just want to make sure this is actually production, and we have our communities using this. They love this, and we're using this as a launch pad. We're going to be adding in. I have a V2 UI coming up down the pipelines, and we have an intuitive walkthrough user interface where people are able to click and learn, because a lot of people don't really understand DeFi, and a lot of people think it's a scam. And there's when you start talking about guaranteed returns or something, I don't like to use those words, but when you talk about returns and farming and staking and rewards, people tend to think like, well, where are you getting this money? Well, it's coming from the token, right? So, I mean, we're not promising people real money. It's promising from the token. It's just straight out of the contract. So it's really amazing. It's truly something amazing here. So then, just to swap, just a demonstration that it works, and we are on mainnet. You can see Binance Smart Chain up there in the top right, and we do have a BSC scan link, and we can see we're in BSC scan up here, so we're mainnet Binance. Just gonna wait for the transaction to get mined. It's getting indexed now. It's usually much faster than this on Binance. Wonder what's taking them so long for this block.
Probably because you are
Maybe
like
my gas might be low, and it might be trying to squeeze it by with cheap gas.
yeah, and also probably because you are doing the streaming stuff, so usually it slow the network.
I'm like, but I can't believe this isn't. It must be gas. I wonder. All right, well. Interesting. It said I swapped. Strange. I got the swap. It swapped.
It happens. Don't worry.
But anyway, we could come back to that. I'm sure it worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is network DeFi bit. I don't want to take up too much time on it, but it is important that I show you that it works. I'm going to swap the node out from DeFi bit. I don't know why that. I'm going to use the regular Binance node. I think. Do you recommend that, or do you recommend the DeFi? You guys are on Polygon, right? Or are you on all networks? On Polygon, I'm using Quick Swap instead of PancakeSwap. Well, that got mined. Anyway, so that's all I was trying to show you. So it did work, and I did get swapped. So I can I might be getting DDoSed or something, but this worked, so we can proceed. So yeah, so we also use InterSwap to manage the liquidity pools and staking pools, farming pools. So I'm gonna refresh the page. Get a fresh connection going for MetaMask since I was on hard hat. All right, so then this is some liquidity that was already added. So we can add more, or we can reduce some. Would just be an approval. Then to add more liquidity, this is probably getting DDoS since we're going to YouTube with this. So okay, well, we're gonna skip ahead. Anyways, so adding liquidity is pretty simple. Just you pick an amount of coin that you're adding on both sides, and if there's no pool created yet, then you set the price for the pool. If there is a pool created, then you have to add liquidity to it based on that price. So I don't have any XSC in this account to show you, but this is just basically how it works on PancakeSwap is how it works here. So in our staking pools, this is distributing XSC, which is Electronero Smart Chain, which was the first Binance Smart Chain token that we deployed, and we're going to deploy it to Polygon this week, and then airdrop it to our original holders on Polygon from Binance Chain. So those addresses will be claimable on all EVMs basically, because we'll continue to deploy as we continue our research. So yeah, this is a staking pool which rewards XSC. We'll add more staking pools here, which will add like Crystal. Crystal token is another one of our coins, which translated into a token. It was Crystallium coin V1 cryptonote, and they just deployed to Binance Smart Chain as Crystal token, and then we'll be deploying to Polygon as Crystal token. And they're off to a really good start, and the liquidity is just starting to get added now this week. So it's off to a really good start, I think. And the farming will open up after we finish the Polygon deployments. So really excited about that. It's listed on PancakeSwap and Dodo, but the pools are very different. So the arbitrage between pools depends on liquidity, obviously, but it's very, very interesting. So we're looking forward to getting on Polygon and deploying our DEX to Polygon. I have a UI update, which I don't have prepared to show right now, but it has the Polygon DEX, which is built on top of QuickSwap liquidity. And we're looking into Paraswap right now because I'm still learning Polygon, right? So I found out about Paraswap, and I don't know if I'm able to use that liquidity, but if I am, I heard that they're some of the best. So I'd like to just be able to get access to the best liquidity pools, so that way my community can have access to trades instantly. So that's really all the goal here. We're not even charging a fee right now for the DEX on InterSwap. It's really just for convenience, so that way that the community can be able to get in and get out, and it provides that entry and exit point, so that way we can help them, and then expose our project to them, so that if they want to invest more or if they want to get out, that they can do all that right there without having to leave the platform. So this is our farms, and you can see some of the APYs are really high, but it's just because this coin is just really, it started off like research. We put the rewards really high, and the multipliers really high, and everybody's really excited, and they're farming, they're enjoying it, and some of them are really taking over the chain, and it's okay, because that's why we made it. I as Fair launched it, and we did the same thing with Crystal. We didn't do any pre-mine on Crystal, and same thing. So I think it's really great opportunity to learn and to spread DeFi, and that's what the purpose of this actual token was, to learn here and to understand what's going on, and I think that it served its purpose. And what's going to happen next is we're going to deploy the remaining of Electronero Network, and we're translating all this information that we're learning to our group of developers, which is known as cryptocurrency developers on Telegram. So we started this group 3 years ago. It was 30 members, and it's just it's grown now over 250 members on Telegram, which has different industry people and everybody who's basically developing cryptocurrencies is in here doing something, and marketers, promoters, developers, designers, everybody's in here working together, doing things for the community, helping each other with their projects. And you're more than welcome to join there. It's at Cryptocurrency Devs on Telegram. And so I've firmed up my partnership with them more now, and the core team over there is starting to work together on a day-to-day basis, and we're doing some really interesting things, like working with NFTs. So some of the progress here I'm really excited to share with you, but bear in mind that this is a hard hat environment, and I'm going to switch my network over to hard hat. And I will switch my account. I think. All right, and then we connect. We're using Pancake Swap AI or UI on the UI kit just for fun. It's also built with React and Tailwind and Next.js and TypeScript. So we'll go and we'll do a mint, because there's nothing in the gallery right now. And the alert is just letting me know developer mode, saying that it's uploaded to IPFS, the interplanetary file system. I'm going to switch from, I'm going to redeploy it, because I switched networks and did all that earlier. Hard hat's kind of annoying with these little things, so bear with me here. I'm going to just run the dev version. I have a faucet that we built in. The team's trying to do everything to get this developed production level. We're working with sponsorship on this, and so we're really excited to get this to production quality for the sponsor. And let's see if we can get it to run. I just sent myself some test coin. I can see them starting to come in now. Let me go back and do a mint. And there's my MetaMask asking me to pay a listing and minting fee because our platform has 3 different tabs: list, which will mint and list, and mint, which will just mint so you can prepare collections, and sell, which really in the future, this is going to be, say, import, which would be to import from a third-party source or to list items that were already minted for sale. So this 0.25 Ether is 0.25 Matic, and it's adjustable on the smart contract. And this is just during test mode, but yeah, so we'll mint it. We'll wait for that. So it's being mined. It was mine. We have our transaction. So there's our mint and our list, and it's listed to our gallery. We can go to our dashboard and see that it's in my creations and how much that we listed it for, and the ID, the token ID. There's really so much we can do here. This is a kind of a 0.9.9 version. There's a 1.0 and a 1.1 already done right now that I've rolled back and gone back in time to check out the smart contracts on this version, because the smart contracts on the latest version are getting some experimental updates right now, which introduce breaking changes. So there's a lot of new updates on the UI as well that I'm bringing back in from that 1.1 version and the 1.0 version, like modal windows and stuff like that for displaying the NFTs in the gallery, where we would have less information on the front and more information on the modal. So that way we could list more. And pagination sort of became a problem in this version. So in the 1.1 version, we have pagination solved, but yes, so this is going great so far. I'm really excited about it. I don't have enough Ether to buy this one because I listed it for 10, but we can list another one for example. And any arbitrary data could go here, and really, like, anything can be possible with this. We're working with as cryptocurrency developers, we're working with many projects right now to deliver this NFT requirement. And there's so many different concepts, which is really exciting for the process to be part of all of this, because we're working with people who are doing projects, who are doing games. We're working with projects that are doing exciting things with music. This is really just a limitless opportunity here with this platform. So I bought it and it's mine now. So I'm the only one that can own it. There's a lot of things going on here. So behind the scenes, there's ERC 721 minting. We're planning to add ERC 1155, but we don't have that standard in this version of the contract. It's going to come next, probably the next patch. So yeah, this is really great, and I'm excited to be part of this with you. And I just wanted to share a little bit about my project. There's a lot of moving pieces that are coming together, as we're not a company, so we're doing work as a decentralized organization around the world. I'm doing a lot of work for Electronero project on my own. There's not very many developers that are working on Electronero Network, but we do have a huge developer network in cryptocurrency developers. And so I kind of base my time is where I can, and I still have to be able to support my family, and so Electronero Network is really a research project, which we believe with some funding would really turn into something special. And the next stage would be to finish development, which is the roadmap. Really quick before I wrap up, the roadmap is on our homepage. So if you go through, you can see from the start of the project to where we are now. And pretty much we're at the final stages of development here. And as long as we finish this out strong with the cryptonote to EVM bridge and potentially add in the Bitcoin, Litecoin through BitGo APIs, I think that we really have something special to offer to the DeFi realm of all EVM compatible networks and beyond. So thanks very much for having us, DoraHacks, and check us out at electronero.org, interswap.finance. And get ready for our Polygon debut this week or next, probably next week.
Definitely. Thank you very much for the amazing presentation. And definitely Electronero is a very interesting project that we are looking for in the future. And I hope you guys could doing great after you launch on the Polygon mainnet. And I want to thank you again for everyone who joined us today, especially the three projects presenter, which are CipherShooters, Bagels Finance, and the Electronero Network. And just want to mention that right now there are over 100 projects that submit their proposal to the Polygon-Grants Hackathon. And we are really looking forward to all these amazing projects and all the upcoming projects that come and join the Polygon ecosystem. And we are very happy to support this amazing hackathon. Yeah, that would be it for today. Thank you very much again for joining us and have a good one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.